Chicago PD. Season 13 editors individually select each product and service that is highlighted. On the other hand, the retailer may receive certain auditable data for accounting purposes, and Soaps.com may receive a commission on orders placed through its retail links. This week on Chicago Police, Voight was in for a shock after getting yet another enigmatic envelope, and the intelligence squad faced an elusive suspect from earlier in the season. Continue reading as we summarize the key events from this Wednesday's fall finale. This week, the sergeant received another mail with the words, "Resign, or this goes public," and a picture of him as a wounded child. This time, however, there was another picture of a man with the words, "Your father, the abuser," written over it. Platt located the bike messenger who delivered it per Voight's request. The young man told Voight that the individual who called in the order was a man wearing black pants and a white shirt. Voight thought that sounded like a cop, but the messenger complained that the man's shoes were too shining. This individual is seated behind a desk. Voight insisted that he give him the number the man had called from, and Voight found Commander Devlin. Now that Voight has blackmailed Devlin into resurrecting intelligence, the other shoe has dropped. Raymond Bell takes another hit. After an incident close to his home, Bell, the father of the late bank robber Gary, who prompted suspicions for Voight and Imani, was once again on intelligence's radar. What appeared to be a break-in attempt was actually a man in need of assistance. His injured hands were similar to those of Gary's victims. Voight was informed by a neighbor who lived close to the location of this latest victim that he observed a silver sedan rushing off. And guess what? Bell drives a silver sedan. The team also located the former gardener for the Bell family, whom Bell referred to as the worst of a bad batch after he hurt his hand. Since the Bells don't care about rules, he never reported it. That house has ghosts in it. The gardener cautioned that although Bell had him construct a wine cellar in the basement, he never saw a bottle of wine. People go in and they don't come out. Voight approached Bell after Julie, Bell's granddaughter, wound up in the hospital after allegedly falling from a tree. Voight informed Bell that he had seen many aggressive guys who were similar to him. In the meantime, the team continued their investigation and discovered 12 more possible victims or missing people who might be related to Bell. Voight attempted to persuade attorneys to take action, but there was insufficient proof. Voight promptly clarified that he didn't visit Chapman because she was preoccupied. Thus, it's obvious that those two are still out. Imani becomes uncool. When it came to the Bell case, the intelligence novice was struggling to contain her emotion. She went off the books and asked Julie about the ghosts in the basement while she was in the hospital. Imani offered Julie her phone number in case she ever got into difficulty when social services cut her off. Imani was about to assault the Bell residents when Julie sent her an ambiguous text, but Voight stopped her. Rather, they tricked Bell into visiting the station by himself to check out what they had. Bell ultimately stumbled and unintentionally acknowledged that he had visited the park where one of the victims vanished, despite his insistence that he didn't recognize any of the victim images. However, the lawyer's only option was to obtain a tracking order on Bell, which infuriated Imani. "Will that finally be enough for real action if Julie dies?" she exclaimed. Although Voight was likewise irritated, she advised Imani to restrain her emotions. Naturally, after receiving a distressing call from Julie's phone, she broke into the Bell residence. The sounds on the other end and the loud noise Imani heard within the home while the screen said, "To be continued," were frightening. But Julie remained silent.